Hello, Ranger Nation. I'm James Fortner coming to you from the Greenwood Sports Studios for the newest edition of Ranger Rundown on the Greenwood Sports Network. Today we'll be talking with head track coaches Kendall Thomas and Brian Burchett. They will be joined by student athletes Presley Watzel, Grace Franks, Jaden Colvert, and Landon Underwood. So go ahead and press pause on the golf channel because this is going to be way more exciting. Find your favorite spot on the couch. It's Ranger Rundown time. And leading off Ranger Rundown today, we're joined by track coaches Kendall Thomas and Brian Burchett. Coaches, thanks for stopping in.
Thanks for having us.
Glad to have y'all. Coach Thomas, fill us in on how the district track meet went and how the team competed out there.
I was really excited about how we competed at the district meet. I think that most of the girls went out there and they did what they're supposed to do. They competed to what their expectations were, and then we had some that just went above and beyond and put in times that nobody was expecting. So it was really exciting. I'm gonna go through my whole list. I'm not gonna leave anybody off. So if y'all are watching, your name's gonna come up at some point. We did struggle a little bit in the field events. We didn't get a whole lot of points there. I think that a lot of that is the fact that we're just young, and we're gonna continue to improve in those events, and those points are gonna come eventually. But our veterans that we did have, Presley Watzel, she's gonna be on the show in a little bit. She got third in the long jump and second in the triple jump. Is that right? First in the triple jump. I'm crazy. She's right there. She's gave me a look. First in the triple jump, and she's been having a lot of success all year. She did go through an ankle injury mid-season that we've been a little bit worried about, but she's kind of getting back on the healthier side and doing some great stuff. So I know that Coach Thompson has really been working with her on that, and really proud of how she came out and rose to the occasion there. You have McKinley Carroll. She's one of our older girls that she set a season record, tied her PR. She did high jump and did a 4.10, and last year she had a shoulder injury that we've been trying to get back from, and so getting back at 4.10 was a big mark for her. And we know, Coach Martin tells it all the time, that she's figuring some things out, and she's about to hit some crazy heights. 5 foot is going to be no problem pretty soon. So we're really excited to see her kind of return to form, and she's going to have some big stuff. She's actually the district alternate, and so there's still an outside chance that she could jump on Thursday, so fingers crossed. All of that, I talked about us being young. We did have one of our freshmen do really well. That's Angel Smith. She set a PR in shot put by over 2 feet, which is a big deal in shot put. She's the district alternate there, but she threw a 33 and change, which landed her in 5th place in our district. But if you're looking at the distances in District 4, who we go against an area, she would have won that district by feet.
Oh, wow.
And so we're just very competitive in that field, but she's in the mix right there, and 2 of the girls beating her are seniors, and so she's going to have a really bright future. And again, she may throw on Thursday. Anything can happen. And so I really do feel like our field events are going to improve, over the years as we get a little bit older and more seasoned there. But really, it was the running events that we did really well on the running side. For our relays, our 4x2, we have some kind of risky handoffs because we're trying to play to our strengths, and Ava McIntyre is an outstanding short distance sprinter. Mm-hmm. Anything 175 and below, she's not going to get tired, and she's going to go 1,000 miles an hour. After that 175, she starts to tighten up a little bit. Whereas you have Grace Franks, who's kind of the opposite. Like she could go another 100 meters and not have any problems. And so what we did with those handoffs is we really moved that handoff way back in the exchange, and so there's very little room for error. But by doing that, Ava McIntyre is running more of a 180, and Grace is running more of a 220.
Right.
And it's funny because every week we get out there and the other coaches are like, "Are y'all sure that's where you're supposed to be?" And that's where we are. It's really high risk. We don't have a lot of room for error, but they nailed those handoffs. They PR'd by a couple of seconds, and so really excited for those group of girls. Our 4x4 did phenomenal. They set a season record. Fastest time I've ever had as a coach. We ran a 4:10. Going into area, that area is known for their 4x4. You have Canyon that ran a 4 flat, West Plains ran a 407, Dumas ran a 408, and then there's us with a 410. And so really excited about where that lines us up postseason. Andrews was on our tail. They ran a 411. They're in the hunt. They're trying to catch us. And so I feel like as long as we can keep them behind us, we're giving ourselves a really good shot at regionals. Distance, we did incredible. Coach Niblett has been working with Coach Burchett on our distance girls, and they did just outstanding. We have one young lady, McKinley Harrison is her name. She's a freshman, little bitty girl that had never done any sort of track, and she decided to try track during the year this year, and we could tell right away that girl just never gets tired. Like, she just keeps running. So we threw her in a distance race, and at first she was nervous, and then I think the bug bit her a little bit, and every week she's gotten better, and she's going as the district alternate in the 3200, and so I'm really excited to see what she develops into in the next few years, throwing cross-country, stuff like that. May Savage and Alyssa Barron are going to be household names here in Greenwood before it's over because they are just doing crazy stuff. In the 800, May broke a 30-year-old record by 6 seconds, which is just insane. You think, oh, she's going to break it by like a second. No, 6 seconds. And then Alyssa Barron broke the same record just a few seconds behind May, and so people forget about it. She broke it too, and both of them are freshmen.
Yeah.
Alyssa May, she broke the mile record last week. She didn't break it this week, but she was conserving. She knew she had another race, and she didn't have to push it. So I respect the strategy there.
Yeah.
But Alyssa had ran the mile for the first time at the last meet, and she ran about a 6:01, which is competitive. And this meet she ran a 5:45 and got third in the district, and just really impressive. The fact that they're both freshmen is just awesome. We have a senior, Maria Valenzuela, that's right there with them. She didn't get on the award stand, but she's been pushing them all year and providing that leadership. So we're really appreciative to her. Grace Franks is going to be on the show in a little bit. She holds down our sprints, and she's been fast all year. Really, where she's sitting in the 100, she didn't have her best race at district, but she's fast enough that she fought in there and made sure she earned her spot. And so I feel like next week it's going to come together for her. And the hurdles, Coach Saavedra has been working with those girls all year long. And, early in the season, Jackson Heiser was MRT Athlete of the Week and was doing some really cool stuff. And then she got an injury outside of track. And so we've been nursing her back to health. And during the prelims, she wasn't feeling that injury, and she took off and put up just a great time, was second in the district. And then that injury kind of crept back after the impacts of the hurdles. And so when it got to finals, it wasn't quite as hot. But that prelim time just kind of gave you a glimpse of what's to come from her. She's only a sophomore, so we've got a lot of time with her. So, yeah, I'm just really excited about the youth that we have and how well we competed with so many freshmen and sophomores. It really gives us a lot of excitement towards the future. I know that our junior high did extremely well at their meet. If you didn't have a chance to watch that, it's on GSN. You can go back and watch the whole meet. But they set records. They competed really well. I think our 7th grade girls were half a point away from district champions, so that's going to be fun to watch next year. So shout out to that staff and everything that they're doing down there. They're doing great stuff, and I'm excited about the girls that are going to come up and kind of fill in more ranks. I said it the first time that we had this interview, really a testament to the things that they're doing across the street, that we have so many girls as freshmen on the team, and I'm hoping that we can keep that momentum rolling. And so, yeah, I mean, district, it's a long way of saying district went really well. So,
yeah, awesome, Coach. Yeah, sounds like you guys really got after it out there. Coach Burchett, how about on the boys' side? How'd they do at the district meet? And,
Everything went pretty good. We led on the JV and varsity all the way up. Coming out of field events, we were ahead all the way until the 1600. And then it came down to the 4x4, and we couldn't get Andrews to finish in the place that we needed him to in the 4x4. So they jumped us in points. And I think the JV ended up second overall. Maybe about 12 or 13 points, and then the varsity ended up second overall by 8 points. And that's the second year in a row that we've been runner-up in district by 8 points with the varsity. So it was a good day. Or a good 2 days. We just weren't able to hold Andrews off enough, so that's what happened with us.
Cool. So a lot of times we focus on the athletes that are performing at the highest levels of our program. Who stand out on the JV side that you've got there at that district meet that's coming up?
Well, the JV did really well. There's a bunch of guys that are going to help us in the future. And like I said, I talked last time up to you about it. There's a couple of guys that, decided to run with the JV, and they volunteered to do that. Mason Delk and Lincoln Madrid did that for us, and so they helped us immensely. There's a long list of guys in the 200. We went first, second, and third in the JV 200. In the throwing events, we were like first, second, and fourth, and so we did really well. And the triple jump, we were first, second, and fourth. And then the relays, we won the sprint relay. We won the 4x2, and I think. But we had some injuries on the 4x4, but we still were able to run, but they kept us from running fast, and so we ended up third in the 4x4. But it was right at the finish line, and so it was a competitive meet for the JV guys. And there's a couple of guys that we had Cole Williamson, who had just come out for track from soccer,
Mm-hmm.
and he came out and he ran the open quarter and he ran a 54. And then we stuck him on the 4x4 because he was running so well. And, man, he can really run. So I told him, next year we need to make a better plan for working out during soccer with track so that he can help us next year more than he did. So we have a lot of good guys coming up. And then, like Coach Thomas mentioned, the guys that are down at the junior high, the 8th grade won their meet. The 7th grade just barely didn't win the district meet, and so there's some guys coming from that group that are really phenomenal. Andrick and a couple of other kids that are going to help us, maybe Naki, and so I'm looking forward to having those guys up here next year and see what they can do to help us out.
Absolutely. Coach Thomas, how about you on the JV side?
I had a couple of standouts that I wanted to mention. There's Natalie East, she's a softball girl, and she's one of those that could have easily been on varsity for, one, maybe 2 events, and really kind of stepped up and stayed down on the JV so that she could just excel at multiple events. She medaled in the long jump and the triple jump. She was a major part of both of our relays. She made the finals in the 100, and so just really held down the fort and kind of provided that leadership with the girls. Kinsley Luter is one of my freshmen, and she did a really good job all season, really, with her jumps, and helped us with some sprints in the relays. And she's a soccer girl, so both of those are multi-sport athletes that are balancing things. So shout out to that. We have Clara Aranda, who I think she's got a bright future in track. She's got a lot of foot speed, and she's not afraid to chase someone down, and so I think that we're going to see a lot of stuff out of her in the future. But she did a great job for us on the JV. Ella Murray, I gotta give her some props, because at the beginning of the year, at the beginning of the season, she sent me a message. She was like, "Coach, I'm just gonna triple jump. That's all I'm gonna do. I just want to triple jump." "Okay, can I put you in the 100? Just this one meet?" "Okay, yeah, I'll do it the one meet." And then each week I would just kind of sneak another race in there, and I wouldn't say anything to her, and she wouldn't say anything back. And before it was over, she was on all the relays and everything, and she never complained, and I just kept tricking her into coming back. Aubrey Turnage is one of my freshmen, and she ran some of the mid-distance races, and those are not easy races to do, and she always stepped in there and competed as hard as she could. So a lot of respect to her. And then The one I really wanted to shout out, probably the biggest story for our JV, was had a little bit of controversy on Tuesday because we met as coaches and the referees and everything, and we weren't going to disqualify kids. It's not why we were there. We wanted the best kids to compete. And over the course of that first day, there were 3 false starts. And they walked them back and let them get into the blocks and go again, except for Brinley Dutton. She was the only one that I don't know if they forgot, but they pulled her blocks and took her off. The other girls, false start, put them right back in. For some reason, Brinley got her blocks pulled, and they wouldn't go back on it. And so I was a little upset. She was way upset. But she comes back on Thursday. She runs that 800, and you can tell there's a little bit of fire in there. And she just ran all out, won the district in the 800, and it was just really cool to see kind of that redemption and that, like, okay, I'll show you. You want to pull my blocks, I'm going to show you what's up. And it was really fun to watch. And so, that's there's more, but those are the ones that really stood out to me that did a great job for us on the JV.
Awesome. So moving on to the area meet, you've got quite a team. Sounds like both of you got quite a team coming up. What are your expectations for that area meet?
So I'll go through my people that qualified. Presley Watzel, looking at where she is in the area based off of the other girls' jumps, she's sitting 2nd in the triple jump, 4th in the long jump. Like I said earlier, Coach Thompson is really working on getting that ankle stronger. I think getting that ankle to 100% is going to really make those marks go off the board. So it's going to be, I have a lot of high hopes for her. I think that she's a competitor. Especially when you get to this level of the season, you have girls that are really good that kind of crumble under that pressure, and that's not her. She's the girl that she said it. She's going to say it in a little bit. The way the order, she's going to say it in a little bit. She wants to go last because she wants to know, okay, that's the mark you set. Watch me beat it. You know, and I think she's going to do a great job. Grace Franks, she PR'd in the 200, and she's sitting around 6th, but she really only needs to cut about 1/3 of a second to be in the hunt to go to regionals. And 1/3 that's block work right there. 1/3 of a second, you can cut that. At the 100, it just depends on what you look at. If you look at her season record, she's 1st in the area. If you look at what she ran in district, she's 6th. Because we said earlier, she had a bad start out of the blocks, but that's our main focus is getting that fixed up, and so I feel pretty confident in her. May Savage and Alyssa Barron, we've talked about how great they did. They're running into a tough district when it comes to those distance races. So May in the 800 is sitting 3rd, and in the mile she's sitting 4th. So she's still in those qualifying times, but she's going to run against some girls she hasn't ever seen anything like. And so it's going to be a good experience for her, and I think she's competitive enough to make sure she edges those out. Alyssa Barron is sitting 7th in both, and I have learned to never discount Alyssa Barron. So she may be sitting in 7th. I don't know where she's going to land. So
that's why they run the race.
No doubt. And she's one that she's going to chase someone down. So she may be seated 7th. I would be shocked if that's where she finishes because she's just that kind of kid. Kaylee Harris, in the 400, she's sitting in 6th place. She's another one that is just a beast, and I would not want to run a race against Kaylee Harris. She may be in 6th right now. She's only half a second away from that 4th place qualifying time. And if I know anything about Kaylee Harris, you're going to need more than a half-second cushion. If she can see you, she's going to chase you down. So I'm really excited to see what she does. Our 4x2 is in 7th, and they need to cut about 2 seconds off to really get in the running. It's about half a second for leg, and I know those girls are really highly motivated. And like I said, those handoffs are looking really good. So I think that's still in the realm of possibility there. And then our 4x4, as long as we can keep Andrews behind us, like I said earlier, Andrews is coming for us. And then it's District 4. You never know what girls are going to come out of the woodwork for District 4 to drop some times. And so right now, Randall is at a 4:16, which is about 6 seconds behind us, but who knows who shows up. So we got to be on our A game, and we got to run our best. But I think those girls are up to that challenge, and I expect to see them in regionals.
Man, fantastic. Coach Burchett, out on the boys' side, what's area look like for you guys?
It's going to be pretty fun. A lot of fast people coming from the other district, and so we'll get a matchup with them and see what we're made of. 4x1, 4x2. sitting right there on the edge of making it to regionals. The 4x4 is one of the faster ones in the area, so they should do really well. Dylan Payton is going to blister everybody in the 300 hurdles if he can keep doing what he's doing. Mason Lee, is running the 100, and Caden Alford in the 200, and Landon Stewart is gonna he's about to go faster in the 800, so he's gonna be sitting pretty nice to get to regional, and then Dylan Payton in long jump, and then of course we got our throwers that are outstanding, man. Those guys are like killing it. They went 1, 2, 3 in shot, and then 1, 2, 4 in discus at district, and so they're all sitting at the top of the area meet and looking to do some good things there, and then hopefully get out to regional and have a chance at something bigger than that. So it's going to be a lot of fun, and I'm really looking forward to just seeing what our guys are made of again, because it was fun to watch them at district. I enjoyed every moment of it, and it was hard for me to breathe whenever we were right there on the edge of winning the district championship. So being emotional with those guys, and there's some guys that are running and playing through some injuries and stuff, and so they're having to suck it up and go, and there's never any guys that they'll come to me and they'll say, hey, this is bothering me, and we'll have a talk, but there's never anybody that wants to quit. They just want to win.
Yeah.
And so hopefully, this is going to be a good area meet for us, and we're going to find out a little bit more what we're made of, and we're going to go faster again because we keep getting faster every week, and then we'll get a chance to be at regional and get to match up against everybody that comes into our region, which is actually, most of the time the wild card for each event, especially in the sprinting and the relay events, come out of this region, for our guys, and so it's a fast region, mm-hmm. and so it's going to be a lot of fun. Plus, we get to see the 5A schools run at this regional meet, so it's a great regional meet, and I enjoy it, and they do a good job of putting it on. But I'm really looking forward to having. We had to go all the way to Canyon for area last year, and so that sucked. And so this year they got to come all the way over here and go to Andrews. So we'll have a little bit of an advantage there. And so hopefully, we can go out and do really well and have something to hang our hat on as we keep going forward.
Awesome. So as you guys are preparing for that area meet, do you change anything for the athletes as far as preparation goes, or just kind of steady as it goes? Or?
Oh yeah, the workouts that I do, they evolve as we go. Right now, depending on what events the guys are in, Landon Stewart and May Savage, they actually run the same workouts, and so Alyssa Barron will be mixed in with them. And Ashton Adams, and so we're starting to work on a little bit more speed work because they got that endurance now, trying to get them where they can press on the gas a little bit when they're tired. And then the guys with the 4x2 and 4x4 and the 4x1, we're just trying to get a little bit faster on handoffs, and then in the 4x4 we just need everybody to go a little bit faster on their split, and we're going to be sitting really good in the region, so that they have a chance to go run in Austin, and so I think that's the goal. And the 4x2, man, the 4x1 could do really well if we can fix some things. The 4x2, we're going to change a few things, and I think that they're going to have a chance to do some good things too. So it's going to be good.
Awesome.
I think for us, we're in our peak phase, which I'm not going to have any gut check days now. We're not going to have those days where we line up and just run till we puke. We're out of that part. Now it's more about maintaining. We're still going to run. We're still going to get tired, but we're not going to really push ourselves to any extremes, and really just to maintain where we're at, and then rest those legs so that we're fresh to go on Thursday.
Awesome. So this Thursday at Andrews, at the area meet?
Yes, sir.
At Andrews, right down the road, man. Fantastic. That's exciting, gentlemen. Thank you guys for coming in and talking with us today.
For sure.
Appreciate y'all's time. And we wish both these teams all the best as they head off to Andrews to represent Ranger Nation at that area meet. And we'll be right back with girls track athletes Grace Franks and Presley Watzel. And ladies, thank you guys for coming in. Why don't you introduce yourselves to the audience today?
Hi, I'm Grace Franks, and I'm a senior.
I'm Presley Watzel, and I'm a senior too.
Man, it's great to have y'all on the show. Thank y'all for stopping in, talking to us today about some girls track. Y'all excited?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
Good. Good. Grace, after 6 years in the track program, what all events have you competed in over the years?
Well, I've done all 3 relays, and I am currently in the 4x2 this year, and I ran the 4x1 earlier this year, and I've competed in triple jump, long jump, and high jump. I did mostly all of those kind of field events in middle school, and I'm currently in the open 100 and the 200. And I remember, I think it was like my freshman year, Coach Thomas needed somebody to do the 1600, like the mile race. And him, Coach Patterson, and Coach Summers, they all 3 convinced me to do it. But the only reason that I committed to it is because Coach Patterson bribed me with the Starbucks coffee. So if you're watching that, I got first or second Coach Patterson, and I'm still waiting on my caramel macchiato.
Oh.
So for field events, I've done long jump, triple jump, high jump, and pole vault. And then running, I've done the 4x1, 4x2, and 4x4. And I think once I had to run the 800, which it was probably the worst race ever. And then I think I ran the 100-meter dash once, and then 100 and 300 hurdles.
So y'all have all kinds of track experience
Yes,
across
sir.
the board.
Yes.
Awesome. So exactly what are you guys participating in this year?
Like I said earlier, I'm currently in the 100 and the 200 and 4x2.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Presley?
And this year I'm doing long jump and triple jump.
Long jump, triple jump. Awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. So what event is your favorite, Presley?
Definitely triple jump. I feel like that one's my favorite just because I've been able to use like my long stride that I have when I run. I've been able to apply that to jumping, and I feel like it just kind of comes natural. So.
Cool. Grace, what's your favorite event?
Well, Coach Thomas kind of threw me in the 100 this year, and I really surprised myself, so I'm starting to like that one more and more each time I run it.
I love that race because it was the shortest race.
Yes, I agree. I agree.
So what are your PR events that you qualified in area for?
Well, currently my 100 time, I believe, is a 12:60 something, and then my 200 is a 26:69.
Awesome. Are you working on improving those times as you get ready for area?
I am definitely working on block work and working hard in practices.
Oh, that'll do it. Yeah, block work's kind of important in those short sprints.
It really is, and especially in the 100, because you have like very little room for error, and I figured out in the finals at district that it really does make a difference.
Yeah, definitely so.
Yes, sir.
Definitely so. Presley, how about you?
So for triple jump, my PR for this year is a 35.9.5, I think. And then for long jump, it's a 16.9.
And you're working again to prove those as you come to that area meet?
Yes. I've been coming out here and really for triple jump, just working on like each phase so that I can put it together and make it overall longer. And then for long jump, I've kind of tried to learn a new way to do it so that I can change the landing where I'm landing out further than I usually am. So
Cool. Cool. What are your favorite track memories, Presley?
definitely overnight meets. Like it's super fun to go to the track meets and hang out with my track friends, but it's really just super fun to get to like spend the night and like bond over that and just spend all that time together on the overnight meets.
Cool. Grace?
I would definitely agree with that. Overnight meets are really fun, especially getting to, like Presley, exactly what Presley said, is hanging out with the girls and getting to bond. But I think my favorite memory was going to regionals my sophomore year. I went individually in the 200, and my 4x2 team made it that year. It was me, Kate Crunk, Addison Savage, and Mia Peters. And we went, and, it's definitely a humbling experience, but it's very fun just to get out there and compete.
Awesome. That's very cool. Have you thought about continuing your track career as you look into college, as you guys are seniors getting ready to head out, huh?
I have heavily considered it, and especially last year whenever Coach Hartman had asked me if I wanted to compete at the collegiate level in basketball or track. And I told her that I would keep going until I got told no.
Yeah.
And then as hard-headed as I am, I'd probably keep going. So
Awesome. Presley?
I've definitely considered it but I really wanted to go to Tech because they have a great nursing program, and I just decided to focus on school. But I definitely am going to miss track next year.
Yeah, for sure. Tech's a good school, though. There's plenty to do over there. I spent a little time over there hanging out at Texas Tech. So I packed 7 years into 4, or 4 into 7. Math is wrong, but either way, it'll be fun. Cool. So what advice do you have for the younger athletes, the younger Rangerettes coming up in the track program?
I would definitely say don't be scared to get out there and compete, especially against yourself, even during practices, because that truly is the best competition. And last year, I know I had some advice from Coach Burchett, even though he's a boys coach, but he did tell me whenever I was nervous running against the Canyon girls, he was like, look, Grace, they're athletes just like you. They've been doing the same or almost the same training as you all year, and they're no different. So just get out there and at least try to be yourself.
Awesome. That's great advice. Presley?
I would say just take it all in and don't take it for granted because it really does go by so fast. Like, it's crazy to think that this is me and Grace's last year running together and running for Greenwood. And
It is crazy.
And with that, just, like, use the things you learn in track, like perseverance and goal setting. Like, you can apply a lot of those things to all kinds of different things about life, too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Y'all ready for some rapid-fire questions?
Sure.
They're super
Yes.
tough. No, they're not tough. All right, so what's your favorite snack out of meat?
I like the honey stinger waffles. They're like little energy things.
Waffles? That's the first I've heard of this, so I'm
They're
going to have
good.
to
Look
check it out. Presley?
I definitely like to snack on fruit at track meets. We've had a lot of hot meats, so fruit definitely it hits the spot at track meets.
Cool. What's your favorite subject in school, Presley?
I don't really know if this counts as a subject, but my CNA class, where at the end of this semester I'll get certified. I've had a really good teacher, Miss Payton, and it's been really fun to learn.
That's cool. Absolutely qualifies. Grace?
I'm kind of like Presley. It's not really like a class like a core class, but I'm really enjoying my real estate curriculum right now.
Awesome. What's your favorite movie?
I could probably go line for line every word of Grown Ups 1 and possibly Grown Ups 2.
That's a good one. I'd probably have to say The Notebook. I love romance movies.
That's a good one.
The Notebook. If you could pick a superpower, what would it be?
Transportation, because gas is crazy expensive. Like,
I'd have to say fly. I think it'd be cool to just be able to just take off and fly anywhere.
Well, for somebody that jumps, that's probably a great one to pick. What's your favorite lane to race in?
it kind of depends on the race. 100, anywhere from like 4 to 6, and then 200. I like a rabbit to chase down, so I'd go 3 to 4 maybe.
So race dependent.
Yes, sir.
Race dependent.
Yes, sir.
Presley, how about you? How about in the rotation as you're getting ready to jump? Do you like being at the front of the line? You like being towards the back of the line of the jumpers, or how does that fit for you?
I kind of like being towards the end so I can listen to what my competitors are jumping and think like, okay, well, if I win, I got to jump 3 inches further. You know, I like to hear so that I can kind of have the last thought before I jump and know what I need to jump.
Very cool. What's your favorite track meets that you've attended over the years?
I've always liked the San Angelo relays meet. I mean, it's very hot and it's brutal because of the sun, but it's always fun. And like we had mentioned earlier, just getting to stay in a hotel with the girls, it's nice.
Yeah, I agree with Grace. Angelo relays is always super fun, and we always see a lot of good competition there. I also have to say I love the home meets, just because we have a lot of friends come and watch, and like a lot of family, and it's just fun to get to see everyone we know there and get to do what we love at home.
Right, nothing like a home crowd.
No, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Presley, would you rather compete in the heat or the cold?
Definitely the heat. I do not like the cold.
I'm going to have to go with her on that one, too. The heat.
Yeah. I always tell people I sweat better than I shiver, so I'm with you. Absolutely. Would you rather win a medal or set a PR?
Is there a happy middle answer? Option C?
Both?
Yes.
Win a medal while PRing?
Yes.
Maybe you can do that.
I'd have to agree with Grace. Medals are definitely great. Honestly, though, like a PR, it's just, I feel like it's more rewarding to me. But, I mean, I don't know. I also agree with Grace. Like, a medal is great, too. So I agree with Grace. Maybe a happy
Not
medium.
nearly a wrong
Yeah,
answer there.
yeah.
Yeah. Ladies, thank y'all for stopping in and chatting with us today.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, and best of luck at the area meet coming up, okay? Go out there and get after them.
Thank you.
Hey, up next on Ranger Rundown, we have the boys track athletes Jaden Colbert and Landon Underwood. We'll be right back. Welcome back, and we're joined by boys track athletes Landon Underwood and Jaden Colbert. Gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Yes, sir.
Would you introduce yourselves to the crowd out there in Ranger Nation?
My name is Jaden Culver, and I'm a sophomore.
Landon Underwood, a senior.
Awesome. Hey, gentlemen, thanks for coming by. So tell us what track events you've competed in over the years.
So, shot put and the discus have been my only events that I've competed in for my whole track career.
So you spent a lot of time doing that.
Yes, sir. Really honing my craft. Yes, sir.
That's great. Landon, how about you?
Shot put, discus, club, 400, 100, and 200.
Man, you're a busy man.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So what events are you guys in this year? You're throwing shot and disc?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Landon, what are you going through this year?
400 and 100 on shot put.
Cool. That's great, man. Landon, what's your favorite event that you're participating in?
I would say the 400.
400?
Yes, sir.
Man, that's a long race.
It's a grind.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Jaden, how about you? What's your favorite event?
I ain't got a favorite one.
You don't have a favorite one? Just
No,
competing?
sir. Yes, sir.
Grab something heavy and chunk it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That's cool. So what are your PRs in the events, Jaden?
So, this year I've gone 145 in the discus, and I've gone 50-foot 4 in the shot put.
Man, those are great marks.
Yes, sir. I can get so much more, though.
You got more in you?
Yes, sir. For
Man,
sure.
now's the time to find it.
Yes,
now's
sir.
the time to find it. Landon, how about you?
So in the shot put, my best is 11.3-ish. In the 100, I believe it's like a 43.5, and in the 400, it is a 3 minute and 34 seconds.
Man, that's great. So what are you working on to improve those marks as we head towards this area meet?
Just working on lane control and starts, making sure my wheels don't pop up and throw me off course.
Awesome. Jaden, how about you?
Just really focusing on technique, just trying to be able to where I can get as much power and momentum into that shot and disc as I can and really make it fly.
Yeah?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So what are your favorite track memories, Jaden?
Honestly, it's not even in a meet. It's just all those practices day in, day out with all those guys, like work hard, and I love being around it.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, you never realize until it's gone how much you miss all the work that you put in and hanging out with the guys and doing that. So that's cool. Landon, how about you?
So it was definitely the first year I was doing it, they had me in a racing chair that wasn't made for my body type. So whenever I would get out, my legs would be completely numb. So at this time, I spent about 30 minutes, and I don't want to cuss at my coach, of course, but he twisted my leg a little bit, so I ended up just barking at him.
Oh. well, that happens sometimes, I suppose.
Yes, sir.
So have you thought about going on into the college career, doing some track events?
Yes, sir. I'm attending Lubbock Christian University. I'm in talk with them right now.
Great, man. That's fantastic. Jaden, how about yourself?
That's the goal. You make it to the next level and stay in athletics and do what I love for as long as I can.
Awesome. Anything local or just anywhere?
Anywhere, Texas, out of state. I mean, anyone that wants to give me the opportunity, I'm there.
I'll tell him right there. He's available. Oh, that's awesome, man. Hey, what advice would you give to young Rangers out there that are interested in track and field?
Stick with it, It's not about what you're born with. It's about, what you work for and what you gain. Like you get out what you put in.
Absolutely. Great advice. Landon, how about you?
Just hit the weights and put in the hours.
Man, that's great advice. That'll take you a long way, won't it?
Yes, sir.
Hard work will take you a long way. Man, that was fun. Hey, you guys ready for some rapid-fire questions?
Yes, sir.
All right. Landon, what is your favorite snack at a meet?
Quest protein bars, peanut butter.
Peanut butter protein bars. All right.
Yes, sir.
Landon? Or Jaden, sorry. Jaden.
Biggest bag of peach rings I can find.
That's awesome. What's your favorite subject in school?
Athletics.
Athletics?
Yes, sir.
Outside of athletics, is there another subject that might be on your favorite?
Excluding lunch. English.
English. That's
sir.
great, man.
I'm a
Landon?
math guy myself.
Math guy? Right there, buddy. I'm a math guy. I love it. I didn't prove it a minute ago, but that's all right. What's your favorite movie, Landon?
It would have to be John Wick 3.
John Wick 3?
Yes, sir.
Man, there's a lot of action in that one. How about you, Jaden?
That's a tough one. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes, sir.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. Okay, so if you could have any kind of superpower, what would you pick?
I would just pick a higher IQ. You can do anything with the brain.
That's cool.
Super strength.
Super strength?
Yes, sir. Throw that shot as far as I can.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Cool. So what's your favorite lane to race in, Landon?
Well, like Grace, it depends on the lane, but for the 400, I like to be on the inside, so probably 2 or 3, and then for the 100, probably 4 through 6.
4 and 6, somewhere in there? Cool. Hey, Jaden, how about you in that rotation in shot or disc? Do you like being at the front of the pack and getting it over with? You want to be at the back, see how far you got to throw it? What's your kind of preference?
I want to be at the back, watch everybody else, go after it, and then go out there and squash their dreams.
That's great, man. All right. So what's your favorite track meet you've attended through the years, Jaden?
That's a tough one. I'd have to say the Angelo relays. But I feel like that my favorites to come,
Absolutely. Absolutely. As a sophomore, you got a ways to go.
Yes, sir.
Landon?
It would definitely be my Paralympic national meet. It was in Alabama this year. Just to see them old men cutting it up and talking was quite funny to watch.
Yeah.
You had kids that were 4 years old out there grinding, and it was just fun to watch.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Landon, would you rather compete in the hot or the cold?
It would definitely be hot for me.
Jaden?
For sure the cold.
You're a cold man?
Mm-hmm. I like throwing in the sweatpants.
That's great, man. All right, would you rather win a medal or set a PR?
It would definitely be set a record for me.
Set a record?
Yes, sir.
Jaden?
I'd say win a medal, especially, in the postseason. I mean, you want to have as long as a track season as you can, so.
Yeah, that becomes in big now at this time of the year, right?
Yes, sir, sure does.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaden, Landon, thank you guys for stopping in and talking with us today.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
It was great having you guys. Best of luck as you guys head off to represent Ranger Nation at the area meet. And that's a wrap for this edition of Ranger Rundown. Be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks for the next edition of Ranger Rundown, or subscribe to Greenwood Sports Network on YouTube to receive notifications for new content. For Coach Thomas and myself, we thank you for tuning in and for all your support, and we look forward to seeing you next time on the Greenwood Sports Network.